Hi everyone, and welcome to my channel English Fluency Lab, where I help you improve your English language skills. Friends, in this video, I'm going to talk to you about phrasal verbs with emotions. Now what we're going to do is, first of all, I want you to listen to a conversation between two people. These two people are Matt and Jane, right? Now, Matt and Jane are having a conversation about a situation at work. Now, Jane is upset about something and Matt is trying to give some advice or trying to console her. So please increase the volume of your laptop or your mobile so that you can hear the words very clearly. After that, I'm going to take each sentence one by one and explain the phrasal verbs to you. So are you ready? Let's go.
Hey Jane, what's the matter?
It was a rough day at work. The boss blew up at me when I told him I hadn't finished a project on time. He said I was lazy, unreliable, and that I had really let him down.
Sorry to hear that.
What really pisses me off is that there were legitimate reasons for the delay, but he didn't even let me explain. He just yelled at me for a solid 20 minutes before he finally calmed down. I was so shaken up that I left early to try and pull myself together.
I feel for you. I've worked with a number of people who flip out when something doesn't go exactly according to plan.
How do you cope with coworkers like that?
Try not to let their comments get to you. Remember that some people lash out at others when they're under a lot of pressure.
True. I'm dreading going to work tomorrow, though. My boss is probably still fuming about the whole situation.
Don't fret about it. Just do your best work in the future, and he'll eventually get over this one incident.
I hope so.
Hey, I know what'll help cheer you up. How about seeing that new comedy movie everyone's been raving about?
Oh, my sister saw that the other day and loved it. She said she was cracking up the entire time. Let's definitely go.
Alright, so that was a conversation between Matt and Jane. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to break it down for you sentence by sentence. Alright, so let's get started. So Jane says her boss blew up. Now the phrasal verb blow up can be used for explosions, like the explosion of a bomb. But in this context, it means that her boss exploded in anger, right? So that is what you mean by the boss blew up, right? Which means he exploded in anger. We can also say blow up at someone to identify the person at whom the anger is directed. So in this case, the boss blew up at Jane, right? Because Jane had not completed the project on time. Now Jane's boss said that she let him down. Now what do you mean by let him down? The phrasal verb let someone down means to disappoint someone. Alright? The fact that the boss didn't let Jane explain the situation pisses her off. Now what do you mean by pisses her off? If something pisses you off, it means that it really annoys or upsets you or makes you angry. But please remember friends, this phrasal verb can be a little bit offensive. So please don't use it in your daily routine and especially in a professional setting. Right? A more polite alternative is tick off. Right? So we've learned about blow up or blew up, let someone down, pisses off or tick off. But I would advise you not to use the word pisses off. Okay, let's move on. After 20 minutes, Jane's boss finally calmed down. Okay, this means to become calm and relaxed after being angry or upset. Right? However, Jane was shaken up. What do you mean by shaken up? This means upset or emotionally unstable. People often feel shaken up after an accident or a major shocking event. Right? She left work early to try to pull herself together. Now, what do you mean by pull herself together? This means to stabilize and organize her thoughts and emotions. We always use this phrasal verb with a reflexive pronoun like myself, yourself, herself, etc. Right? So that is what you mean by pull herself together or to pull yourself together. Now Matt says he feels for Jane. What do you mean when you say you feel for someone? This means he can sympathize or empathize with her. In other words, he understands how she is feeling and he is sorry that she is feeling bad. He also has worked with colleagues who flip out. What do you mean by flip out? This means get very upset or agitated when things go wrong. Another phrasal verb for this is freak out. Alright, so those are the phrasal verbs we've learned in this one. Let's move forward. Now, Jane then asks how to cope with difficult co-workers. Now, how do you mean by to cope with difficult co-workers? To cope with something is to ensure or tolerate a difficult person or situation. It is similar to the phrasal verb put up with, except that put up with can only be used for annoying situations. Whereas cope Cope with can be used for annoying or tragic situations. For example, coping with the death of a loved one. Okay, so that is what you mean by cope with a difficult situation or to cope up with someone. Matt tells Jane, try not to let their comments get to you. If something gets to you, it means it disturbs you or affects you emotionally in a negative way. So that is what you mean by try not to let your emotions get to you. Okay. He also reminds her that some people lash out at others. What do you mean by lash out at others? To lash out means to give a sudden angry verbal attack. People often lash out when they are feeling defensive or when they are having a bad or stressful day. Right? Let's move forward. Now, Jane is worried about the next day at work because she thinks her boss is still fuming about the situation. Now, what do you mean by fuming about the situation? To fume about something means to stay angry for an extended period of time. Right? So when you say that he's fuming about the situation, it means that he's still angry about the situation. But Matt advises her not to fret about it. What do you mean by not to fret about it? Fret about means to worry. He tells her that with time, her boss will get over the incident. To get over something means to recover from it. Matt then suggests something to cheer Jane up. That means make her happier. He wants to go to a movie that people have been raving about. What do you mean by raving about? That means saying lots of excellent things about it. Right? Jane says her sister was cracking up when she saw the movie. What do you mean by cracking up? To crack up means to start laughing. So Jane agrees to go to the movie. So friends, those were the phrasal verbs which were used in this conversation. Now what I have done is I have put all the phrasal verbs in a summary for you so that it's easy for you to remember. Okay, here is the phrasal verb and here is the definition. Blow up is to explode in anger. Let someone down, disappoint someone. Piss someone off or tick someone off, make the person angry. Calm down, become calm, relaxed again after being very angry. Shaken up, upset, agitated, emotionally unstable. Pull oneself together means stabilize and organize your thoughts and emotions. Feel for someone, empathize or sympathize with the person. Flip out or freak out, get very upset or agitated. Okay, let's continue. You have the phrasal verb and the definition. Cope with someone or something means endure or tolerate an annoying, difficult or tragic person or situation. Okay, that's what you mean by cope with. Get to someone, disturb the person, affect them emotionally in a negative way. Lash out, give a sudden angry verbal attack. Often when feeling defensive or stressed. Fume about something means to stay angry about something for an extended period of time. Fret about something, worry about it. Get over something means recover from it. Cheer someone up, make a sad person happier. Rave about something, say lots of excellent things about it. And finally, to crack up means to start laughing uncontrollably. So friends, those were the phrasal verbs which were used in this particular conversation. So friends, if you have found value in the video, please give me a like. Please subscribe to this channel. And please do press the bell because I keep coming up with videos like these to help you improve your English language skills. Thank you very much and I will see you in the next one.